Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Gate Zero. I'm G, and we have been exploring a little bit of the relationship between Maho, Kursu, Molka, and Ferris. But now, we are back to Okabe in this chapter, Twin Automata. Anyways, I sighed a little as I got off the train at Akihabara. And to think of it, I've come to Akihabara 5 days in a row. New Year's was our trip to the shrine. On the second, I'd come to deal with the aftermath of that, and then the world line had changed. On the third, I'd come to check on Maho and Molka. On the fourth, that is, yesterday, Mayuri had invited me to a New Year's party at Make Me. I hadn't come to Akihabara every day like this since last summer.
What's going on with Ferris, do you think?
I don't know. I never can tell what she's thinking. There was a reason I brought Mayuri to Akihabara.
Okay, big trouble in ya! Say the 32,000.
Whoa, Jesus. I can't read that fast. Oh my god! Basically, something bad had happened at Ferris's house, and she wanted my help. Something happened to Hyajo and Molka. Everything seemed normal when I talked to Ferris yesterday.
That's not true. Ferris had been working really hard the last few weeks, and she's getting really tired. But she never complains. No matter how hard it gets, she's always cheerful. This time she's actually come to you for help. Something really bad must have happened, maybe.
We decided to hurry to Ferris's house. Huh? We called Ferris's condo from the first floor entrance, but there was no answer. Was Kuroki not in? At least Maho and Molka should be.
They're not answering, huh?
That's strange. I tried again, but this time got a response. Hello. This is Okabe? Yes, the mistress told me. Come on up. Mayuri and I looked at each other, shocked by the tone of his voice. Even when he came to greet us, Kuroki was too exhausted to give his usual elegant welcome. Master Okabe. Kuroki called my name weakly, and in the next moment he collapsed to his knees like a puppet with his strings cut. Kuroki? At this rate, the Agiha clan is doomed. Kuroki, what's wrong? Okabe, you must escape. You mustn't stay here. What happened? I don't know. I can't believe the things I've seen. Seen? What did you see? Kuroki tried to say something, but then gave up and shook his head. And then he slowly raised his arm and pointed to the end of the hallway. Guest room. In there. What? That's where Maho and Molka were. Did something happen to them? Mayuri, take care of Kuroki.
Okay.
I left Kuroki in Mayuri's care and ran to the guest room. The door of the guest room was shut. Hyajo! Molka Kiryu! Are you alright? Either of you, answer me! Damn it, I'm coming in! What? How could this have happened? I couldn't believe my eyes. The scene was indescribable. The only words I could come up with were a palace of junk. The desk and bed were still where they'd been, but everything else had changed. Books, notepads, and other strange objects were piled up to the ceiling in layers. What may have started as a temporary pile of books had become a wall that reached to the top of the room. Walls made of hundreds of books were scattered about the room, forming a small labyrinth. In some places the path was so narrow you need to turn sideways to get through. The light from the ceiling no longer reached the floor, so small lights had been set up on top of the carpet. They were like torches in an underground labyrinth. Strangely, the space wasn't dirty. The result of Maho and Molka's attempts to maximize the creative output was the construction of a labyrinth in the guest room. In a sense, it was the highest application of the principles of functional beauty. But it was still a palace of junk. Maho was humming as she typed into her keyboard. She had a big pair of headphones on. Mocha was kneeling on the carpet with her legs splayed, typing into her laptop at the low table. She too was wearing headphones. Maho saw me standing in shock at the entrance and took off her headphones.
Oh, Okabe. Hello.
Mocha took her earphones off too. Hello.
Wow, this room is amazing, huh?
Mary was so astonished she couldn't think of anything else to say. Did these two realize how much it took to freak out Mayuri?
What's wrong, you two?
What do you mean, what's wrong? What the hell happened to this room?
The room? Is there something strange about it?
Everything's strange about it. It wasn't like this 2 days ago.
Oh, is that it? The passage of time brings change for things and people, and of course, rooms. What do you think? It's so much more functional this way, isn't it?
The fact that Maho didn't seem to find anything wrong with this at all made my head hurt.
It looks like you could go on an adventure.
For her part, Mayuri was wandering through the labyrinth, excited. There were screens to divide the different parts of the room. Screens were differently colored baby doll lingerie.
Oh, these are cute. I chose the colors when I hung them. Wow, you're right, Mocha. You got lots of grown-up underwear, huh?
Mayuri, I'm sorry, but can you leave before this discussion gets any more complicated?
Oh, sure.
I tried talking to Maho and Mocha, but couldn't get any useful information. When it came down to it, neither of them understood that this room was as messy as you could get. Everything they needed was always within arm's reach, so the two of them thought of it as a pleasant place to work and live. This was definitely the reason why Ferris had come to me for help, and why Kuroki seemed to be on the verge of death. Kuroki, the Akiya family's ultimate butler, had a policy of not letting a single speck of dust exist in a room. These two must have driven him over the edge. That explained the terror in his eyes. He'd probably tried to clean this room up when they first started living here. Thinking back, he'd been acting strange when I came here 2 days ago. Why did Ferris come to me? I don't know why she told me to bring Mayuri either.
Mayushi had a brilliant idea. Ferris probably wants this room cleaned up. That's why she called Mayushi. If you come alone, you must have given up. You might have given up, right?
Yeah, probably. I was looking at an entirely new structure. It wasn't something you could just clean up. If I'd come alone, I might have just turned tail and run. It would take a team of professional cleaners a full day to clean this thing up. This wouldn't be worth it unless I was getting paid. I wanted to complain. I was the one who'd asked Ferris to let Maho stay here. I had to do it. We're cleaning this room up today. No complaints, okay? It's the lady of the house's orders.
Yeah? I'm not sure I agree, but whatever. Got it.
Okay. I'll have to call everyone I can think of to come help. But where do we even start?
I know. Maybe she had another brilliant idea. Why don't we get Sergeant Clean to help?
Sergeant Clean? Who's that?
Sergeant Clean is very good at cleaning. The messier the room, the stronger their power level grows, they say.
You know them?
Yep, it's someone you know really well.
Huh? Someone I know well? Mayuri brought me to the lab. Or more precisely, the brown tube workshop on the first floor of the building where the lab was.
Hi, do-do-do. Do-do-do. Hello, Uncle Green.
Mayuri, is Nai your Sergeant Clean?
Yep, that's right. Nai's really good at cleaning. She cleans the store in her home every day, right?
Do you?
I do. Daddy wipes down the brown tubes every day. I do all the rest myself.
Come to think of it, I'd never seen any garbage on the floor of the brown tube workshop.
It's not that Daddy doesn't like cleaning, I just really love it. Whenever I see garbage on the floor, I feel like I have to pick it up. Mommy used to always say that a messy room indicated a messy mind.
I see. But why Sergeant Clean? Nai's eyes went wide and her face blushed.
Big Sis Mayuri? I told you not to tell anyone! Sorry, but we need Sergeant Clean's help! I'm not a sergeant or anything like that. I just get a little excited when I'm cleaning. It's true.
Nai looked to be on the verge of tears. Well, a girl her age wouldn't want to be called Sergeant, maybe.
Hey Nai, can you do it? Can you help Mayushi and her friends? You won't call me Sergeant anymore? Yep, I won't. And okay. I'll clean. I want to go to Miss Kitty's house too. I hope I don't want to go alone. Don't worry, everybody will come with you, right, Queen?
Yeah, I'll ask everybody I can find.
Okay, I'll go get ready, so wait for me. I'll go home and get the hat.
Nai ran off toward the station. Hat? What's she talking about?
You'll know soon.
30 minutes later. Fubuki Kaide and Daru were the ones who answered my call. We met up with Nai and headed to the garbage pit that Ferris's condo had become. And then, Sergeant Clean revealed herself before us.
I am Sergeant Clean, your drill instructor. Listen up, until this room is clean, you are inchworms, the lowest form of life on Earth. You people are not appliances. You aren't worthy of being called vacuum cleaners. You're only good for stretching out and squeezing up on top of a leaf. Because I am hard, you will not like me, but the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. I am only interested in getting this room sparkling clean. Got it, inchworms?
Mayuri!
What is it?
What the hell is that?
This personality kind of changes when she cleans, you see.
That's not a personality change. She's a totally different person.
A cute little lolly reveals herself to be a sadistic sergeant that cusses you out. In our world, that's a good thing.
Naru, can it?
I hope she gets nice and flirty once we're done cleaning. Like, now that the room's clean, I'll clean you up.
Who said that?
Ma'am, I said it, ma'am.
I'm talking. The only words out of your filthy sewer holes will be yes and no. Got it? And you'll say Mistress Nye before every word. Got it?
Mr. Steins, yes, Mrs. Steins. I can't believe I get a real lolly cussing me out. Today's my lucky day.
What are you grinning about? Listen up. From now on, your name is Mr. Smiley Bear.
Mr. Steins, yes, Mr. Steins.
Do you like that name, Mr. Smiley Bear?
Mr. Steins, yes, Mr. Steins. I don't know if it matters, but Mr. Steins, yes, Mr. Steins is really hard to say.
What? You got a problem with that, Mr. Smiley Bear?
Mr. Steins, no, Mr. Steins.
Are you screwing with me, Mr. Smiley Bear?
Mr. Steins, no, Mr. Steins.
Now hop to it, Mr. Smiley Bear. I want you to wax the floor in the hallway 10 times in the next 30 seconds. Hop to it, go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Steins, yes, Mr. Steins. More insults, please.
At least one person is enjoying this, I guess.
Maybe we were lucky that Yuki couldn't make it today.
Kaede and Fubuki happened to be in Akihabara, so they had offered to help, but Yuki had work and couldn't make it. For the sake of the Hashita family's future, I was glad. Maho and Mocha had already given up on trying to match Nai's high energy, and were taking their time washing the windows on the veranda.
Okay, next! You, the pretty girls! Me? Pretty? You think so? Tell me, why didn't you join my beloved corps? Just came because we were asked to. Yeah, what's going on here? I'm asking the questions here! You will answer my questions! Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai! I'll ask you one more time! Tell me why you volunteered for my corps! Mr. Snai, to clean Mr. Snai! Now let me see your clean face! Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai! Clean face? Come on, let's go, Kaede! Huh? What? Ain't cleaning... Oh, ain't cleaning hell? Rookie's really getting into this, huh?
Urashima seems to be having a bit of a bad time.
You two! Why are you talking? Take that big turgid black thing down to the garbage dump.
Big turgid black... What?
The garbage bag, right? Yep, that's right. Now get to work. Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai.
Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai.
I can't hear you. So you think you can clean your room like that?
Ugh.
Put some damn energy into it. Louder.
Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai.
And the rest of you, if you got time to grin, you've got time to carry garbage.
Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai.
Once that's done, we're polishing every doorknob in the house till it shines.
Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will polish tables, and you will be glad to do it.
Mr. Snai, yes, Mr. Snai. And so the sergeant kept us cleaning until late into the night.
Thank you so much for helping today, Nya. I'm so happy, Nya.
I was worried for a while, but thanks to you I've recovered. I made a special dinner tonight, so please enjoy.
I'd like to ask today's hero night to do the toast, Nya. Me?
You're the perfect person to do it, Sergeant.
Uncle Ocarine, you promised not to say that. Oh, come on, you can do it, Nya. Okay. Thank you all for helping clean today. Cheers.
Cheers! It took about half a day, but with Nai's help, we finished the cleaning. When Kuroki saw the cleaned room, he recovered and made us a huge dinner. Nai had seemed like a totally different person during the cleaning, but now she was back to normal. She was holding a cup filled with orange juice in both hands and happily talking to Kaede.
So you can play the piano, Big Sis Kaede? Wow. It's not that special. I'm more interested in music history. I can only play a few things. No, that's amazing.
Kaide's modesty was only setting Nai off even more.
Kaede, why not play a song for Mr. Snai? There's a piano right over there.
A small upright piano was in the corner of the living room. It was perfect.
I want to hear the piano. Huh? I'm not good enough to play for anyone. I can't play, so I know the piano would be really happy if you use it, yeah.
Of course, I keep it tuned at all times.
I don't know. Okay, just one song. Yay!
Kaede sat in front of the piano and lifted the cover over the keys.
Should I play?
She seemed happy as she stared at the keys and thought.
Maybe you know this one, Nai. I do! The Turkish March! That's right.
Her 10 fingers danced between the black and ivory keys, and a cheerful melody filled the room. She'd been very modest, but it was clear that she had a lot of talent. As the song played on, the rest of the group stopped talking and moved to the chairs and sofas around the piano. And then... Maho, who had been sitting next to me, suddenly stood up. The sound echoed throughout the room a little louder than she thought it would.
I'm sorry.
No?
Don't let it bother you. You can all keep talking, okay?
Maho kept standing up, as if lost in thought. Yajo, is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. I forgot that I had a call to make for work, that's all. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Maho quietly left the room. It felt like something was strange. I thought for a moment, and then suddenly looked where she'd been sitting. Maho's phone was still on the seat, so she wasn't making a call after all. I was a little worried, so I took her phone and left the living room. The door to the guest room was open. I peeked inside and saw that Maho was standing in the middle of the room with the lights off. Can I come in? She didn't tell me no, so I went inside and put the phone on the desk. You left it on your chair. Can't make any calls without this, huh?
Thanks. I didn't realize I'd forgotten it. You're really upset, huh?
Upset? If you want to talk about it, we can.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal, but maybe telling somebody would make me feel better. You know the title of that one song she was playing?
The Turkish March, right?
Yeah, it's Mozart. More precisely, K331, Mozart's Piano Sonata No. 11, third movement. Sonata No. 11 has 3 movements, and the third, the Turkish March, is very famous. But I actually like the melody from the first movement more. And Kurisu said she did too. I was just remembering that. Okabe, have you heard of a movie called Amadeus?
I wasn't sure how to handle the sudden change of subject. I know the basic plot, I guess. It's about a musician who was jealous of Mozart's talents, right?
That's right. Antonio Salieri. In the movie, he's depicted as a man whose life is ruined by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He had a bright future as a musician, but Mozart's God-given talents made him jealous and drove him to despair. While everyone else was bewildered by Mozart's strange antics, he was the one person to see the talent underneath. The talents that gave him the name Amadeus, beloved of God. Salieri was a hard worker, but he couldn't handle the fact that Mozart's innate talents brought him fame. And finally, he drives Mozart to the brink.
Drives him to the brink?
In the end, he drives Mozart to his death.
It was just in the movie, right?
I don't really know the details. But I have heard that there were some strange circumstances surrounding Mozart's death, and that he could have been poisoned. There's a theory that Salieri might have poisoned him. A month after Kurisu died, the school networks got a big update.
Maho would jump to another subject again.
And so we all had to pick new usernames. I picked Salieri without really thinking about it. I wanted to go with the name of the AI, Amadeus.
I knew that. I'd seen her log in once in Wako City's offices.
And maybe there was more to it than that.
More to it? What do you mean?
Maybe I named myself Salieri not because of Amadeus, but because of Kurisu. To me, Kurisu is Amadeus.
In other words, Maho recognized Kurisu's talent more than anyone, and at the same time she was more jealous of her than anyone else in the world. Just like Salieri. Yajo. I didn't know what to say. I could see Maho's shoulders shaking a little. And then... both Maho and I turned in the direction of the noise. Malka was standing outside the door, looking troubled.
I'm sorry. It's fine. Don't worry about it. What's up? We need to get Tanoji back home.
You're right. I'll walk her home. Just give me a second.
Yajo, you okay? Huh? You look like you're in pain. Yeah, I'm fine. I just haven't moved around like this in a long time, so maybe I'm a little tired. I see. Okay, I guess. See you later.
Malika went back to the living room. That was a surprise. I'd never seen Malika talk so much before. I'd never seen her talk that much in any world line, actually. And what's more, she'd been able to read Maho's expression and even worry about her. Maybe living with Maho was having an effect on her.
Sorry, Okabe. Forget what I just said.
Huh? Okay, sure.
Thanks for listening.
Anytime, I guess. Maho smiled a little and left the room.
Thanks, Miss Mayuri. Let's go there next. Okay, let's go. Ready? Start! Yay, I win! Oh, I lost. You run so fast, Nai.
Both of you, it's not safe to run when it's this dark.
It's fine, right? Right?
It was getting late, so the cleaning party ended as soon as Nai left. It was Mayuri and I who'd gone to get Sergeant Clean's help, so we were responsible for getting her back to the Brown Tube workshop. Oddly enough, Maho said she wanted to take a walk and came along with us.
Okay, next we race to that store. Alright, maybe she won't lose this time. Ready, start!
Sheesh. Nai was more excited than usual. Was it because of all the praise that everyone had showered on Sergeant Clean? What is it?
No, I've just never seen you make that face is all.
What face?
I don't know, like you're not nervous, like you're relaxed. Always seemed like you were really tense ever since we first met.
Maybe. Never really realized it. At this time of night, most shops off the main road in Akihabara were starting to close, and there was no one around at all. The only ones walking down the alley at this hour were us four. I looked up, and I could just barely see the stars past the clear winter sky. Hey Hiajo, there's something I need to tell you. About Kurisu. Kurisu was... Just as I was about to tell her, I could see Nai run across an intersection. Suddenly a black van with its headlights off leapt out of a side street and almost ran over Nai.
Yeah! Watch out!
Nai just barely avoided being run over, but she fell butt first on the ground. Mayuri ran over to her. I warned you! I went to run over to Nai, and realized that something was wrong. The black van's door opened and 3 people got out. 2 were wearing masks and 1 was wearing a full-face helmet. All of them had guns. Freeze! They were speaking in English.
What?
Time and place were different. But this was the same thing I'd seen before. Why? Flashbacks froze me in place. The people with guns ignored Mayuri and Nai. Came straight for me and Maho. They decided they have to be after one of us. Run! I forced myself out of the flashback and grabbed Maho's arm, trying to force her to run. Just run! I pushed her hard. Maho had a look of terror and confusion on her face, but she did what I told her and started to run. She ran down a narrow alleyway and vanished from sight. Don't move! The attacker seemed to be after Maho, not me. They tried to follow her down the alleyway. But I quickly threw myself between them. I heard gunshots echo in the dark alleyway, and Mayuri and I screamed. Did they shoot? The attacker in the full-face helmet had fired a warning shot into the sky, it looked like. Firing a gun on a Tokyo street was sure to get the police's attention. They just not care? I looked closer and realized that in addition to their black helmet, they were wearing a black motorcycle suit. At a glance, I could tell the wearer was a woman. A woman. The black face mask kept me from seeing her face, but was it Mocha? No, that was impossible. She should be at Ferris's right now. The woman stood in front of me without a word. Are you after Hiajo? They were after Maho. I wasn't sure if it was a good idea to let her escape or not. The woman in the motorcycle suit kept her gaze locked on me at all times as she gave the other two men hand signals. They headed for the alleyway that Maho had used, with their guns at the ready. Wait! I yelled. But I hesitated to do anything more. Those bulky guys would catch up with Maho almost immediately. But if I resisted, I'd put not only my own life in danger, but my Yuri and Nai's as well. Damn it! Please get away, Maho. I prayed as I watched the attackers run down the alley. Gah! Suddenly, one of them came flying back out of the alley. The other one was crawling backwards with his gaze locked on whatever lurked in the alley's rear. It was as if he'd run into a bear. Someone was in that alley. Who? Suzuha? So, what the hell's going on here? A large muscular man appeared from the alleyway. It was Yuko Tanoji. Had he come all the way from his shop? I came to see why Nai was late, so hurt my daughter, will you? You're gonna regret that! Pull back! You'd hear the woman in the motorcycle suit shout from within her helmet. She must have been using a radio. It was the order to retreat. He'd made a fast call. He was probably a professional. The van started to pull away with his door still open. The driver must have still been inside. Mayuri and Nai were both still sitting on the ground, but evidently they were okay. The woman in the motorcycle suit turned around and tried to escape using another alleyway. Wait! I chased after her, but she suddenly spun and hit me with the stock of her gun. Ah! It was so sudden I didn't have a chance to dodge, so I took the blow right on my jaw. I fell to the ground. Couldn't move.
Okay.
So Maho made it away okay. Was my only thought before I passed out. Maho just kept running. She had no idea what was going on, but from the way Okabe had been acting and the gunshots she'd heard, something really bad was going on. She prayed for Okabe and Mayuri's safety as she ran toward Ferris's condo.
I need to tell everyone.
If you could just get there, she could find Ferris, Kuroki, and Moeka. Maybe they could do something. But just before she reached the building, she saw the black van from before coming down the street. She quickly turned around. She was starting to lose hope. If that van was still moving around, had Okabe and the others been captured? And now they were looking for her?
No, that can't be.
She felt herself starting to cry as she raced for the station. But she didn't know what to do once she got to the station. She needed to find the police, but she didn't know where the police station or police boxes were. She asked one of the people around or the station staff for help.
What do I do? I need to calm down. Has to be something I can do.
Her mind was racing at 1,000,000 miles per hour, and she needed to calm it down. And then she realized.
That's right. The phone. Why didn't I think of this sooner?
She searched the pockets of her clothes for her smartphone, and then just in case, she checked her bag. But she couldn't find it in either place.
Why?
They were back! It was the same black van! It was driving around this area, searching for her. She quickly hid behind a nearby coin-operated locker.
What? Where did my phone go?
Did she drop it when she was running? She retraced her steps from before she'd left.
Oh.
And then she realized. She'd been talking with Okabe just before she left the condo. After she'd lied about having to make a call, Okabe had brought her the phone. And then she'd left it on the desk. It was probably still there.
Oh no. I'm screwed.
We'd have to get to the police somehow. Maybe she should run into one of the stores. Several of them were still open. The best option would probably be to get to the station or Yodobashi. But the problem was that black van. He was still going looking around for her. If she moved, it might find her. She tried to make herself as small as possible and hide behind a telephone pole.
Wonder if everyone is safe.
Suddenly a hand reached out from behind her and across her mouth. Someone had grabbed her from behind. She tried to yell and rip it off, but the hand wouldn't move at all. She couldn't even move her head. All she could tell was that it was a man's hand. Maho was starting to get ticked off at how ridiculous all this was. So she summoned every ounce of strength she could muster and slammed her elbow into the man behind her.
Take this!
Oops! She heard a small scream and she was finally released. But she thought she knew that scream.
Professor?
Shh! Hey there, Maho. It was Dr. Leskinen. He was holding his solar plexus as if in great pain, but he smiled at her. So you know self-defense. I'm impressed.
What are you doing here?
Probably the same as you. I was enjoying dinner with Mr. Izaki until a moment ago. We decided to end the night by going to a maid bar when we were attacked by armed men.
Me too.
I thought so. We can assume that these are the same people behind the gas leak at our office and the raid on your hotel.
They might be after Amadeus and the control keys I've got.
I see.
What do we do now?
He thought for a moment as he caught his breath. Evidently the pain from Maho's elbow was receding. Can you access Amadeus right now?
No, I didn't bring my phone.
Okay, let's go to the office.
The new office?
Leskinen nodded. If we didn't know what they were after, there would be nothing we could do. But if they're after Amadeus, that makes this much simpler. We'll delete the access program for Amadeus that exists on the university network. And as soon as that's done, it's back to the States. We'll get you some protection. And then there's nothing they can do.
But
Is there a problem? The professor's attitude was a little different from usual, and Maho found herself unable to say a word. His plan was the best that she could think of. They would delete the only way to access Amadeus from within Japan and then get Maho and her control keys to safety. The only reason she was hesitating was simple sentimentality. She hadn't been here long, but she'd enjoyed spending time with Okabe and Mocha. She didn't want to leave without saying goodbye. But she couldn't help it.
alright, let's go.
There was no one in the Tokyo Denki University office. She'd worried that her attackers might be waiting for her, but evidently she'd been worried over nothing. We did it. I guess they didn't get here before we did. What's wrong?
Oh no, you're right, you were lucky.
They'd been very lucky. So lucky, in fact, that she was actually feeling nervous. They were after Amadeus. Wouldn't they have come here first? This was only a temporary office that had been picked a few days ago. Maybe they didn't know about it yet.
It's not a good idea to overthink things, huh?
Maho, let's hurry. I'll let you do it.
Okay.
She quickly booted up her laptop and opened the login screen. Once again, her mind was drawn to the account name on the screen. Salieri. Maho? Professor noticed her hands had stopped and urged her on. If it's difficult, do you want me to do it? He must have thought she was still upset over the attack, but she shook her head and got to work.
Sorry, I was just thinking. The past few days I've been thinking about Kursu and I.
As she typed at the keys, she explained things to Dr. Leskinen.
When I saw my username, I remembered that. To me, she was Amadeus.
Kursu was Mozart.
I see. So in other words, you were her Salieri.
Yes.
That reminds me. Kursu once said the exact same thing.
What? Kursu did? When?
One day when I heard that Amadeus meant beloved of God, I said this to Kursu. You really are Amadeus. And then she smiled and said this to me.
If I'm Amadeus, and Maho is Salieri. Kursu said that?
That's right.
Kursu.
Maho's mind went blank.
Kursu had said that? What did she mean?
Maho, are you okay? You look pale.
No, I'm fine. I'll keep working.
Maho felt a tempest raging within her mind. But for now, she needed to focus on the work in front of her. She could focus later.
I've logged in. You ready?
Maho didn't look up from the screen. Yeah. Dr. Leskinen didn't hesitate at all. We're not deleting the real Amadeus. Let's finish this up.
Yeah. I'm temporarily deleting the access program for Amadeus' systems.
There's no need for that.
Huh?
She heard a voice from the entrance to the room, and then a bang.
Professor?
By the time Maho looked up, it was all over. Dr. Leskinen was lying on the sofa. He wasn't moving at all. She could see a blood stain spreading over his clothes. She didn't need to check. He was dead.
What did you do?
Don't move.
Dr. Reyes? It's been a while, Maho. Oh, what? How? It'll be a long story, and it's not one I'm interested in telling. If you knew everything, I'd have to kill you.
Dr. Reyes pointed the gun at Maho and smiled.
You know what I mean, right? Means there's a way to avoid you killing me, doesn't it? I love smart little girls.
The system finally booted, and Kursu appeared on the screen.
Maho, what's wrong?
Kursu was extremely perceptive. You could tell that something was wrong just by looking at Maho's face. Dr. Reyes smiled silently. Maho kept staring at the gun as she answered.
I'm in big trouble. Tell her what's going on. What? Is that Dr. Reyes? Yes, that's right.
Maho spun the laptop around on the table so that Kursu could see the entrance.
Dr. Reyes, that gun. Dr. Leskinen was killed. She shot him.
What? Kursu was too shocked to speak.
Dr. Reyes, you know what you're doing? Your career is ruined, you know that? I don't think I can pay for my retirement on a professor's salary. You know I've had trouble finding a man, right? So I decided to take a better paying job.
That was enough for Maho to understand what Reyes was after.
Trying to use Amadeus for military purposes, aren't you? I'm not answering that. I told you, if you knew the whole truth, I'd have to kill you. How can you say that when you just killed Dr. Leskinen? I just need the control keys. Even if I were to copy out her complete data right now, that bratty little AI won't do what I tell her, will she? Bratty? You mean me? That's the nicest way of putting it. Okay, Maho, unlock Kurisu's secret diary. You know what I mean, right? Input the control keys. Unlock Amadeus' inaccessible storage area and give me administrative access. Once you've done that, I can do the rest myself. And if I refuse, you get to see the professor again.
Reyes waved the gun a little from side to side and pointed to Dr. Leskinen's body on the sofa.
And what's stopping you from pulling the trigger after I gave you the control keys? You'll just have to trust me. But let me say this. My boss needs someone to maintain Amadeus. If you're thinking of changing jobs, I can introduce you.
Maho glanced back at the laptop. Kurisu was staring at her, worried.
Maho. Now hurry up. Maho. Alright. Maho. Kurisu. I'm sorry.
Maho closed her eyes and started to sing.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
I don't know what she's singing.
Wolf? So the control key for Amadeus is a Mozart melody, huh? Classy.
It happened as soon as she finished singing. The expression disappeared from Kurisu's face, and the background on the display turned red.
Initiating voice recognition. Recognition complete. User identified as top-level administrator Yajo Maho. The received melody code will now be matched with the database. Initiating match. Match complete. The identified melody code is the instruction to initiate patch command number 555. Patch command 555 requires password entry from a top-level administrator. Initiating password confirmation. Password confirmation complete. This override code will allow for the password entry to be skipped and the patch to be applied. Initiating boot up. Boot up complete. This patch command will unlock the inaccessible storage for Amadeus, as well as allow a new top-level administrator to be specified. Continuing processing. All access to Amadeus except for this terminal will be shut down. Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. All access to Amadeus except for this terminal has been shut down. Continuing processing. All executing processes will now be shut down. A10 nerve circuit logic will be shut down. Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. Prefrontal cortex emulation component will be shut down. Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. Hippocampal gyrus neural net subsystem will be shut down. Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. Pseudo-optic nerve circuit systems 1 and 2 will be shut down. Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. Pseudo-oral nerve circuit system will be shut down.
Kurisu read the messages in an emotionless voice at the same time as they flashed across the console.
Initiating check. Check complete. Amadeus' core framework is ready to be restarted. Continuing processing. Next, please specify the new top-level administrator. Awaiting entry.
Maho looked at Reyes.
It's me. Initiating voice recognition. Recognition complete. Professor of Psychophysiology at Victor Country University, Dr. Judy Reyes. Registering as new top-level administrator. Initiating registration. Registration complete. Administrator list has been updated. Yes. The Amadeus system must be updated to allow access to the inaccessible area. Warning. All access will be automatically shut down until the update is complete. Warning. This update may not be cancelled. Warning. It will take approximately 15 minutes for the update to complete. Warning. When the update is complete, the system will automatically reboot. Warnings complete. Continuing processing. All confirmations complete. Continuing processing. All preparations complete for updating the Amadeus system. Awaiting final confirmation from top-level administrator. Go! Matching voice command. Match complete. Beginning countdown. Cursor disappeared from the screen and was replaced with a timer reading 0:15:00. Maho sighed and sank into the sofa. Good work! She felt something cold and hard at her temple. She didn't need to look to see what it was. Reyes was pointing a gun at her. Take your hands off the keyboard and put them above your head. You tricked me, didn't you? Don't be like that. Come on, hands above your head. Maho slowly raised her hands above her head as she was told. Yes, that's right. I'll keep my promise and introduce you to my boss. I'll tell them I've got the perfect girl to be Amadeus' maintainer. And then you know what they'll say? Come on, Judy, it doesn't matter how good she is. Dead girls can't write code. You have no conscience at all? Huh. I don't want to hear that from a girl who tried to hand over Amadeus to save her own worthless life. Or not. Or, no, not tried. You already did, didn't you? If the reboot is complete, Amadeus is mine. Kersey will be my slave. Mao, you can look down from heaven and watch as she happily licks my boots.
It was all over then. Maho slowly closed her eyes.
Now pray.
Maho squeezed her eyes tight and prayed.
Please, God. I know you're probably mad that I'm asking for your help after all this, but give me a chance.
And then she heard the sound of a door being flung open and opened her eyes. The door that led out to the hallway was now open, but no one was coming in.
Told you not to let anyone in!
Reyes was angry, but there was no answer. Reyes raised the gun at Maho's temples just a little bit, suspicious. Then something came flying in from the hallway. She took a step back without thinking, but there was no sign of it exploding.
What is this?
It was large, dark green, and shaped like a tank for carrying liquids. Mao thought she'd seen it before. It had been in the corner of that lab.
Anti-tank mine? No, it's just a replica. But why? What?
The next instant, white fog poured out of it and she couldn't see anything.
What the heck? What's going on?
Someone appeared right in front of Maho.
This way. Hear you?
Mocha dragged Maho through the fog and out of the room. Once she was finally able to see again, she could hardly believe her eyes.
Those men.
There were men with guns lying on the floor. Were they with Reyes? She took a closer look and realized that their outfits were similar to those of the men in the van.
It's okay. I just stunned them. What are you? There's no time to explain. Now we just need to get out of here. This way. The elevator's been shut down. Take the stairs. Oh, wait!
Maho ran after Mocha.
What are you doing here? Okabe told me. Is he okay?
As they ran down the hallway, Mocha turned around and nodded slightly.
Amadeus got in touch with me via Okabe. He told me that you were here. Karasu told you?
Just before they could run down the stairs, Mocha suddenly stopped. Maho barely avoided tripping as she quickly came to a halt. There were several footsteps coming up the stairs.
Hide. Huh?
Deafening noise erupted as the wall above the stairs was filled with holes. They'd been shot at, and those weren't ordinary guns. They were automatic weapons. Mocha readied her own weapon, preparing to fight. She leaned out for just a moment and fired. The counterattack came from below.
Kajo! Oh, Kajo!
Mocha yelled as she fired short bursts down the stairs.
Oh, what? Have you ever fired a gun? It's at range! Take this.
Mocha drew a handgun from her belt and offered it to Maho.
If someone comes from behind, shoot them.
Mocha pressed the gun into Maho's hands and kept firing. It felt heavy. It was a Colt government model. She'd fired it many times at the range. She held the grip with her right hand and flipped off the safety with her left. And then she tried to pull back the slide, and realized that her hands were shaking. It was no good. She was too scared to shoot. She knew it was pathetic, but she lowered the arm that was holding the gun. It was kill or be killed right now. She knew that. She still couldn't do it. She wasn't brave enough to point a gun at someone. She didn't want to survive that badly.
Karasu. How was it for Karasu?
And she was facing death. Did she still try to survive? Did she do whatever she could think of to cling to life? Maho was sure that she did. The Kurosumaki that she knew wouldn't have given up until the very end. Then why wasn't she still alive? It was something Maho had never thought about. And if Kurisu couldn't avoid death, how could she?
I guess I really am Salieri.
Didn't mean for Mocha to hear her.
All I ever could do was be jealous of Amadeus.
Just wanted to put on a brave face at the very end.
Tried everything I could to keep up with her.
At the very least, when Dr. Reyes found her cold body, she could greet her with a smile.
But I couldn't. You can't beat someone who's beloved by God.
Gunfire stopped suddenly. Mocha was hiding and swapping out a cartridge. She glanced over at her.
No. Salieri wasn't jealous. It's possible for someone with talent to respect someone with even greater talent. That goes for you too. Salieri poisoning Mozart was just a rumor at the time. The movie took that rumor and added to it. That's what Kuroshima said. How did you? I heard you talking to Okabe and wanted to know the truth for myself. Did Salieri hate Mozart so much he wanted to kill him? But I don't think Salieri was jealous of Mozart at all. There's a letter that you wrote 2 months before Mozart died. In the letter, Salieri praises Mozart's Magic Flute opera highly. I think the two of them respected each other a lot. Mozart respected Salieri? Did Karasu know that, I wonder? And when she said I was Salieri...
There was no way to know what she meant now. So it was up to Maho to decide what it meant.
Karasu. Karasu. Maho. Kiryu. You have to go back. You have to save her. You have to save Kurisu.
Malika nodded and threw down her gun, then took something that looked like a green soda can off of her belt.
Stun grenade. Close your eyes and ears. What?
Malika threw it down the stairs before Maho could respond. She quickly covered her eyes and ears, and then she heard the boom. And I think that this is a pretty good place to cut it. I am really excited to see where this goes. It does seem like each ending that isn't the true ending sort of has a bit of a quiet time, and then all the shit hits the fan. But I'm really loving how character driven this is, despite it all being, violent, I guess. I don't know. I'll have a better articulation of my feelings at a future point in time. But for now, thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate Zero, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!